Imagine two men who have spent months attacking each other publicly, loudly, and without hesitations, suddenly walking into the Oval Office and smiling side by side. Imagine a president who once threatened to have a mayor arrested, now gently patting that same mayor's arm and cracking jokes to ease the tension. And imagine a socialist mayor-elect who called that president a fascist walking into the White House not to fight, but to talk about cooperation. That's exactly what happened when President Donald Trump and New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani met face-to-face for the first time, shocking political analysts, surprising supporters on both sides, and leaving millions of Americans asking one single question: why? This wasn't just another political photo op. This was a meeting that defied expectations, flipped a months-long feud on its head, and revealed something far more important beneath the surface. Today, we re-diving deep into the shocking truth behind the Trump-Mamdani White House meeting, what was said behind closed doors, why these two bitter opponents suddenly acted like unlikely partners, and how this single meeting could reshape New York City's future and shift the tone of American politics in 2025. If you thought you already understood this story, think again, because the real reason behind this meeting is far bigger and far more strategic than anyone expected. Before understanding why the Trump-Mamdani meeting shocked the world, we need to look at how intensely hostile things were between the two. For months, Trump and Mamdani weren't just political rivals, they were openly at war. Trump repeatedly mocked Mamdani as a communist lunatic, even suggesting he should be arrested if he interfered with federal immigration enforcement. Mamdani fired back, calling these threats an attack on democracy and labeling Trump a fascist. During the campaign, he promised to be Trump's worst nightmare and to Trump-proof New York City. Meanwhile, Trump endorsed Mamdani's main opponent, Andrew Cuomo, just hours before Election Day. So when these two finally met at the White House, nobody expected smiles, warmth, or cooperation. The tension leading up to this moment wasn't normal political disagreement. It was a full-blown, months-long feud that made their sudden closeness even more shocking. The big twist in this story is that Mamdani, the same man who fiercely attacked Trump, was the one who requested the meeting. He explained that it's customary for the incoming mayor of New York City to meet with the president. But this wasn't just about tradition. Mamdani said he owed it to the 8.5 million New Yorkers struggling with extreme living costs to speak with anyone who could help, even someone he disagreed with. Surprisingly, Trump agreed almost immediately. Despite their insults, Trump had hinted earlier that he wanted things to work out well for New York, signaling he was open to the discussion. What made this even more unexpected was that Trump confirmed the meeting while still publicly calling Mamdani a communist. Yet both men saw an opportunity. The meeting wasn't about reconciliation. It was about necessity, strategy, and the reality that New York's biggest problems require federal cooperation. When reporters entered the Oval Office, the atmosphere was nothing like the political battlefield people expected. Trump sat behind the resolute desk while Mamdani stood beside him, both smiling and speaking warmly. They talked about shared goals, something no one predicted, focusing on public safety, reducing crime, and tackling New York's affordability crisis. Trump said, "I expect to be helping him, not hurting him," a remarkable reversal from his previous threats. Mamdani echoed the sentiment, thanking the president for focusing on what they agreed on instead of the long list of disagreements between them. One of the most surprising moments came when a reporter asked Mamdani if he still believed Trump was a fascist. Trump quickly jumped in, joking, "That's okay, you just say yes." The laughter and lighthearted tone showed a version of Trump and Mamdani no one expected, two rivals acting more like reluctant partners. The real breakthrough wasn't personality, friendliness, or political performance. It was affordability. Both Trump and Mamdani realized that the rising cost of living is the single most important issue facing millions of Americans. Mamdani openly acknowledged that he and Trump share common ground on economic concerns. Despite disagreeing on nearly everything else, he pointed out that many New Yorkers who voted for Trump in the last election did so because they believed he would lower living costs. Trump admitted the same in reverse. Some of his supporters voted for Mamdani because they saw him fighting for housing, affordability, and financial relief. This surprising overlap changed the tone of their relationship. They weren't meeting to become allies. They were meeting because their political futures depend on solving the same crisis. The affordability issue created a bridge neither man expected, but both realized they needed to cross. To understand why this meeting happened, we need to look at what both leaders gained from cooperating. Working with a socialist mayor-elect helps him appeal to moderates and younger voters who value problem-solving over political drama. Also strengthens his image as someone focused on lowering costs and improving safety, key promises of his presidency. Mamdani, on the other hand, gains access to federal support he desperately needs. No mayor can fix New York's housing crisis or fund massive city projects without cooperation from Washington. By meeting Trump, Mamdani shows he's willing to work with anyone to help New Yorkers, even someone he disagrees with ideologically. For him, this meeting boosts his credibility as a serious leader ready to deliver results. Both men walked away with political advantages that explain why the tone suddenly shifted. This meeting marks a potential turning point in American politics. Instead of rigid ideological battles dominating every discussion, Trump and Mamdani demonstrated that shared economic struggles might be the new foundation of unexpected alliances. Americans everywhere, regardless of political belief, facing rising rents, higher grocery prices, and growing financial pressure. Both men recognize that solving affordability is more important than scoring political points. By presenting a united front on practical issues, they're responding to what voters actually care about. This moment could influence how leaders across the country approach politics in the coming years. It suggests that cooperation around economic pain points may replace constant partisan conflict. Whether their partnership lasts or falls apart, the Trump-Mamdani meeting sends a clear message: delivering real solutions matters more than ideological purity, and that shift could reshape both New York City's future and the broader national conversation.